What is going on, everyone? My name is Size and welcome back to another Palworld guide video. In this video I'm going to be teaching you guys on how you can get one of the strongest, if not the strongest, pals in this game, going over the breeding process, where you can farm him and obtain him, and some of the passes that you want to get on him to actually get his attack up to be one of the hardest hitting pals that you can possibly get in this game. Also, I have started a community Discord, so if you guys want to go ahead and join that, I'll have the link for that in the description and comment section of this video. I also started a community, a dedicated server for you guys to join and play, have fun. I'll be hopping on there every now and then as well, so you might see me. If that interests you, join the Discord and you can find it, the IP address and how to join there. Now, the power we're going to be looking at here throughout this guide is Elizabee. Now, her partner skill basically is while fighting together, her stats will increase the more B-Guard are in her party, aka our team. So basically, throwing up all of the rest as B-Guards will increase her attack by a lot. And as you can see here, we are having about 120% more attack than normal. Now, I am not really like 100% perfect. I do have a Stronghold Strategist. So you could get this out for like Brave or something else to have even more attack. But this is the best one I can get off breeding. And I will show you on what you call it, how you can go ahead and achieve to try to get stats or passive skills similar to me here in a second. Now, as you can see at the top left, I am only 2 out of 4 stars. I was farming for a while, and I just could not get all of them to go ahead and max her out, as well as maxing out everybody else in the party. I just couldn't do that. So you can get the attack even higher than what I have. I would assume over like 2200 or more attack. So you can definitely hit a lot harder, but I just didn't have the time to go ahead and sink into getting all of the capture and tames to go ahead and condense them to level up everybody in my party. Now, since we're going to need so many Elizabees and V-Guards, I highly recommend farming in the Snowy Mountain Fork. You could also go down here at this chords at the bottom left and find the Elizabee boss, and you can go and, capture that and see if you can get a boss Elizabee that has good passives. So I usually do that whenever she respawns up, but I mainly farm here at the Snowy Mountain Fork just because I found it to be the pretty high on like density of the B-Guards, as well as having the Elizabees every now and then. And this is the best place that I found where you can really farm her out. As we can see down here, we have a few Elizabees spawned. You can go ahead and capture them up, but like I said, this is the best place that I found where they seem to spawn a lot in. Sometimes you'll get a few of them, and if that's the case, you can just go ahead and travel back to the actual shrine, travel somewhere out of like view distance, come back, and it should refresh the spawns. As you see there, just running down and coming back up, we have an Elizabee as well as B-Guards to spawn. So this is the area that I farmed out to get basically all of my, pals, to go ahead and breed and condense and stuff like that to get to where I am now. So this is definitely probably the spot to farm in, but if you guys have a better spot or know of a better spot for Elizabees and B-Guards, let me know in the comment section below. So now that we went over where we can find Elizabee and the B-Guards, why Elizabee is so strong, we went over her partner skill, we can kind of get into what passive skills you guys are going to want to look for, and go into the breeding process on how I achieved to get these passives, and what I did to get this exact Elizabee. So the passives that you're going to want to be looking out for here is Ferocious, as that is going to give you a 20% attack increase. The next one you're going to be looking out for is Musclehead. Now this will minus the work speed by 50%, but we're not going to be using her as a worker, so it does not matter at all. And on the upside, we're going to get a big boost of 30% increase to attack. And then I also have Aggressive here, which again is a negative 10% defense, but that's fine because we're going to be using her as straight up a glass cannon. And then she gets 10% increase to attack as the plus on that. Now, I do have Stronghold Strategist, like I said, so this just increases our defense, which is completely useless on her. So you could get Brave here, which will give you another like 10% increase to attack, or some other things like Burly Body, which will increase her defense. So pretty much anything else will work rather than Stronghold Strategist, and that'll make your Elizabee even more, powerful and hit harder than my Elizabee currently here, as you can see on the screen. So now you are going to need cake to actually breed, so I'm going to go over real quick on where you can get some resources to actually start making cake. Now the first thing you guys are going to need is flour, which you can make with wheat, and basically the way that I set it up here is just you go throw down some wheat farms. I have some, berry plantations here, and then just go ahead and have some things that can actually harvest. Go ahead and plant and water, all that stuff. You go ahead and get yourself some wheat, and then basically once that is done, you can go back and just go ahead and queue up a bunch of flour, so this way you can have that ready to when you need to make the cake. Now the next thing you're going to need to make cake is just berries, which you, like I said, as you can see it over there, just throw down some berries and go ahead and have something to water it, like a gobfin, something to plant it and then harvest it. Um, and then you should be having a mass amount of berries as well as wheat, basically doing this style. Now what I use is a bronze cherry to basically just plant. You can use a bronze cherry aqua to water, gobfins, whatever like that you want, and then just have something to harvest it, you know. And something to transport like Anubis or just something that's really good at transporting. This way you can put it in the chest, and that pretty much should automate that whole process. Now we have flour and red berries out of the way. You're going to need honey, eggs, and milk. Now to get honey, you can basically either go kill like bee guards and stuff like that, capture them, you'll get the honey, or you can assign them to a ranch and they will sometimes drop honey whenever they're, inside the ranch. Now once we basically, since we're going for Elizabees and bee guards, you should have a really good amount of honey, but you can go ahead and set up basically, you know, some bee guards into a ranch to get that as well passively if you want. Now to get the eggs needed for the cake, you can go ahead and do like chickpeas. They'll sometimes lay eggs when assigned to a ranch. You can go kill them. And another alternative you can do, which I do as well, is you can go ahead to a merchant and actually buy them from there. So I'm going to go head over to the small settlement here at the chords you can see at the bottom left, and I'll show you that you can actually buy them from this merchant. So here we have the wandering merchant. As we can see, when we go into buy, we can buy eggs here. We can buy milk, we can buy wheat, berries, all that stuff, but I would advise just setting up some way to automate pretty much all of that. And you can actually buy milk from him as well, like I said. So you can pretty much get everything you need here if you have the gold, if you don't want to set up the farms. Now for milk, you can do basically a cow and put them in a ranch as well, and they'll do milk, or you can simply just buy from the merchant like you just saw. Now that we have everything needed for a cake, you can go ahead and start making it. It does take a long time, so I would say set it up pretty early, and you can go out and catch some stuff and come back. Or you can go ahead and set up someone like a Wixen or a Regihawk to go ahead and actually use their kindling thing to go ahead and auto do that over time. So now that we have the cake and the ranch, we can go ahead and throw a male Elizabee and a female Elizabee in here to go ahead and start mating. Now, what I did to actually achieve getting those good passives is I basically kept catching Elizabees until I got something good. So I got one with Brave, and then I basically used that one, or not Brave, but Aggressive, and then I basically used that one with another aggressive one, and I kept breeding until I got something better, which I got Musclehead Aggressive, and then I basically just flipped it, used the Musclehead Aggressive with the aggressive one, and kept breeding. Then eventually you'll keep doing that to where you'll get better and better passives, and then eventually you'll get something good, and I was lucky enough to get like Musclehead and Ferocious, and then you basically just keep doing that. Now, from what I understand, both parents, if they have the same passive, it'll be more likely to get that same passive when you are breeding. So having like two muscle heads, breeding them together, you're most likely going to get that muscle head passive on the, the egg and the baby. So basically keep that in mind whenever you are breeding. That'll definitely help you imprint the passives you want when you go ahead and actually start to breed. Now real quick, I'm just going to basically show you just how broken she is. This is a level 43, POW here. We're just going to throw Elizabee out at it, and we are just going to go ahead and see exactly how much damage she does. As you can see, that's 4,500 damage, absolutely broken. Now you might be thinking, wait, Elizabee doesn't have a fire move. That's just because I did some skill root farming, and I was able to get Fireball, and I also was able to grab Rocklands. I threw both of them on her just so she has more, diversity in her attack types. But that's all I have for you guys today. I hope the guide was helpful, and I hope some of you are able to absolutely smash through some of the later game bosses in the towers using this method. And like I said, you can get her even more OP than I am. She's absolutely busted. I love using her. And honestly, it just is so cool to see how much damage you can actually pull off if you breed the right types and actually get the right pals. You guys can consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It lets me know you're enjoying these type of content and guides to keep making more, and it really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night, depending on when you're watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.